Let us try to construct an automata that will accept the pattern or recognize the pattern ABAB ACA. So this is a string matcher implemented using Automata. We will pass the text t equal to some pattern A B B A B A B A C A B B, something like this, and this string matcher, this automata, will take the string character by character and it will result the string found with some shift or at index some value. Okay, so we have to construct an automata which will recognize this pattern. Automata will have an initial state and a final state. On receiving a character, if it is expected in the pattern, it will do a transition to the next state. Otherwise, it will remain the same state or move to a previous state or move to the initial state, depending on the character. Here in this pattern, these are the set of characters A, B and C. We will say it starts at 0, the initial state, and on receiving A, it will move to the next state 1. On receiving an A, suppose the string t equal to A B B A B A B A C A B, like this. Then on receiving an A, it can move to the next state. Okay, so it received the first character. It has taken the first character. Our string matcher taken the first character. The automata will remain. Sorry, it can move to the next state. Then the next character in the string is again A. Okay, so on getting an A, see there is a chance that after this the pattern may be A B A B A C A instead of this. That is the expected pattern A B A B A C A. Okay, so it should remain in the same state on receiving an A. Okay, so something the structure may be something like this. So many A's, A, then A B A B A C A. Okay, so it should remain in the same state. It has received the initial A's. Okay, then it is receiving an B. It can move to next state A B, then on getting an A, it can move to state 3, then A B A B A C, then the last state A C A B A C A. Okay, you will write the last stage. So there are states 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the different states on receiving A B A C A. Okay. So when the automata receives a character A, it will move to the state 1 from the initial state. Okay. On receiving an A, it will remain in the state 1. what about receiving B or C? Okay, that is if it receives A, B. Okay, it can move to next stage. Instead of B, it is receiving a C. Okay. Our pattern start with A. Okay, it is not starting with C. Okay, so it has to start from the initial state again. Okay, so after C there is a chance that our pattern is starting from A, B, A, B, A, C. So it comes here. Okay, we are not marking that. On B it can move to stage 2, but on C it should come back to initial state from stage 1. The automata has to come back to initial state. Okay, we are not marking that. Okay, then with stage 2, on receiving A, it will move to stage 3. On receiving B or C, it can receive A, B or C here. Instead of A, it can receive a B or a C. Then what it has to do? That is, the state is receiving a string A, B. It is expecting A instead of that, it is getting a B. Okay. What it has to do? With A, B, B, there is no chance for finding a pattern. Okay, so it has to come back to stage 0 on getting a B or C. Okay, we will mark that through a table. Table name some data, that is transition, indicate the transition. Stage 0, this is the stage on getting the characters A, B, C. Okay, what we are speaking on from stage 2, on getting an A, it will be moving to stage 3. Getting an A, it will be moving to stage 3. B or C, it has to come back to stage 0. Okay, what about 0? On getting an A, it has to go to 1, otherwise it will remain in the same state. Then what about 1? On getting an A, it should remain in the same state. On getting a B, it has to move to stage 2, and getting a C, it has to move back to the initial state. Okay, so this is transition table. It indicates from each stage what is the next transition on getting a particular character. That is indicated by this table. So on 2, on getting a B or C, it has to move to stage 0. Okay, then what about stage 3? On getting a B, it can move to stage 4. Then what about A and B? Suppose A or B. Suppose it received A, B, A, B. The beginning 4 characters A, B. We are discussing on 3. Okay, A, B, A. Okay, A, B, A. It is expecting a B here. So this is the position we are discussing. On getting a B, it can reach state 4. Okay, this is state 4. If it get a B, if it is getting again A, Then what is the next state? If it is an A, there is a chance for getting a B, a B, a C, A. Okay. Getting an A here, it was expecting a B, but A or C. Okay. It got an A here. Okay. A is the beginning of the pattern. Okay. So on getting an A, it can think it got an A and it is the beginning of the pattern, and it can continue from this point or this state. Okay, so instead of a B, it got an A. Then what about C? Suppose instead of A, it got C. There is no chance. Okay, there is no chance of getting A B, A B, A C, A with some C, or clubbing it with the previous character. There is no chance. Okay, so it should start from the beginning. On getting a C, we are not marking it here. On getting an A, it can move to state 1, and if it is getting a 0, getting a C, it should move to 0. Okay. Then on getting a B, from 3 it will move to 4. Okay. Then what about 4? On getting an A, it can move to stage 5. Okay. What about B or C? What about B or C? On getting a C, there is no chance. It has to start from the beginning. That is A B. The next character we got is C. That is at this point. Okay. So no chance we are getting an A B, A C, A, and club it with the previous character B C. It is not a beginning of our pattern. So it has to come back to initial state. So on getting some C at this point, it has to come back. On getting an A, it can go to stage 5. On C, it should come back. Then on getting B, what about B? On getting a B, suppose a B is coming in. Okay. So A B B and B B, there is no chance to form A B A C. So it has to come back. Okay. Come back to the initial state. It has to start from the beginning. Okay. So we got A B. Then on getting an A from 4, it reached 5. Okay. Then what about 5? We are expecting a C here. Okay. A B. Then A. We are expecting a C. Then it can go to stage 6 or 5. If you get a C, it can move to stage 6, but if it get A or B, so instead of C, you are getting an A. Okay. Then what will happen? at stage 5 you are getting an A. Okay, it may be the beginning of the essence of a pattern AB, ACA. Okay, and you got the first character of this pattern. Okay, AB, ACA. So on 5 you can come to stage 1 on getting an A. Okay, it may be the beginning of a new pattern. Okay, then what about A? You are expecting a C and you got an E, you got a B here. Okay, I'm getting an A from stage 5 you will be taking to stage 1. Then what about B? C, if you club it with the previous character you will get some AB. Okay, if this is a character B, you will be getting you received an A in the previous stage, and if you club this with B, it is the beginning. Okay, that is something like AB, then again an AB. Okay, the previous character also AB, isn't it? This is B. Okay, and consider up to this. Okay, AB. Okay, are you getting me right? So instead of this C, you are getting a B. Okay, you can see it AB. This. So on getting AB, you can say you got some pattern AB. That is, you have received AB. You got the pattern AB, A, then a B. You are at stage 5 and you got a B instead of C. Then considering the previous pattern, you can say you received AB. On receiving an AB, you will be here. Okay, AB. Receiving an AB, you will be here. So considering previous pattern, previous characters, you can say you will be shifting to, or you will be doing a transition to stage 4 on receiving a B on stage 5. Okay, on receiving a C, you can move to stage 6. Receiving an A, you can say it may be a beginning of the existence of the pattern AB, ACA, so you can do a transition to stage 1. Okay, so on receiving a C, you can move to stage 6, On receiving an A, you can move to stage 1, and receiving a B, you can go to stage 4. Okay. Then what about stage 6? You got AB, AB, AC. That's why you are here in stage 6. In stage 6, you are expecting an A. On getting an A, you can move to stage 7, the last stage or last state. Then what about you are getting a B? There is no hope. By clubbing the previous characters, you should get the beginning of this. No chance. Okay. Then you should start from the beginning. Okay. The next character will be A B A B. Okay. So character sequence will be A B A B A C A. So you have to start from the beginning. Okay. Then what about getting a B? No chance. If you club with the previous characters, you will never get a beginning of the pattern. Okay, by clubbing with the previous characters, you won't get a beginning of the pattern. So you have to start from the initial state. So on getting a B, you have to move back to 0. Getting a C, you have to start from the initial state. Then what about the final stage 7? Okay, AB, ACA, you reached at the stage 7. Okay. Suppose after this NA is coming. NA is coming means it is the beginning of the essence of a pattern ABABACA. There is a chance. Okay. You can't club with the previous characters. You will never get a beginning of the pattern. Okay. So you can't think in that way, because you are not getting the beginning of the pattern by clubbing the previous characters of this A. Okay. So when you get an A, you can move to state 1, because it may be a beginning of the pattern ABABACA. The subsequent character may be AB in the sequence BABACA. Okay. So stay here. Then on getting a B, that is on receiving ABABACA, you reached at stage 7. Okay. Suppose the next character is some B. Okay. Suppose the next character is B. Then, so on getting A, you can stay at stage 1. Then on getting a B, you got ABABACA and you reach stage 7. From there you are getting a character A, you will be doing a transition to stage 1. Suppose you are getting a character B, then what is next? Try to club it with the previous characters. Okay, AB, you are getting AB. It is the beginning of the pattern. Okay, so on receiving AB, you will be at state 2. Okay, at state 2. See, after receiving ABABACA, the pattern once, you are at the stage 7, and the next character in the text is B. Okay, you can club it with the previous characters of the text. Then you are seeking, is it match with the beginning of the pattern? AB is matching with the beginning of the pattern. On receiving A and B, you are reaching at the stage 2. Okay. So on getting a B, you can do a transition to stage 2. Getting a B, okay. Getting a 1, getting an A, you can do a transition to stage 1. And getting a C, after getting AB, AB, AC, A, you are at stage 7 and you are getting a character C. Try to club it with the previous characters, no hope, because the beginning is AB, okay. No chance of getting some, you are getting AC or something like this. Club with the next character, you are getting CAC, it is not the beginning, okay. So you always check while clubbing with the previous characters, can you get the beginning of the pattern, okay. It is not possible here. So you have to start from the initial state, okay. C, discard that and check for next AB, AB, ACA, okay. Next occurrence of AB, AB, ACA. So move back to the initial state. So this is the transition table, okay, and delta we call delta the transition function. So this automata, it is represented by this table actually, okay. So from this table you can say on stage 6 what is the next state after getting an A or B or C. The next, let us see how to write the string matcher. We have already told a string matcher, to that we are passing this text string, okay. Then what is the body, what will be the body of this string matcher? We are doing string matching with automata. So we have represented this automata as a transition table. We have computed what is the next stage on getting a particular character at every stage. Finite automata matcher. To that we will be passing the string, then the transition function, and the length of the pattern, okay. M is the length of the pattern, n equal to t dot length, length of the input string, q, it is the state, its initial value is 0, then for I equal to 1 to n, or do the state q equal to delta. The transition function we have considered the table q comma t of I. Its meaning is compute the next state from the transition table or with the transition function, the present state and the character. Okay. On getting this character, what will be the next state? That is done here. If q is equal to m, print the pattern occurs at I minus m shift. So at this position, with this I minus m shifts, you have found the pattern. The complexity will be big O mq size of sigma. Sigma is the characters in the pattern, set of characters in the pattern.